How was it, Emily?
How was what?
Your new job, how was the environment and stuff? Was it alright?
You worry too much. I'm still trying to memorize everything I need to do.
I guess so. But it's your first job in a while, right? I'm just worried that something might have happened.
Work is hard for everyone, you know. Besides, we communicate by text, so it's quite convenient. Even me, the deaf person, can get by. I mean, it might be because of the times, but it's nice that there's a way to communicate with each other even with masks on.
I see! That must be nice, I guess.
Also, the person I work with loves dogs. We had a lot of fun talking about them. I even showed her a picture of our dog Sumi.
Already slacking off at work, are we? Well, I'm glad the workplace environment seems friendly.
Yep, I'm just glad I'm able to work again on design.
I'm happy for you. I was feeling kind of guilty that you had to quit your previous job just because I found a new one and had to move. Especially since it seemed that you got along with your colleagues so well at your previous company. But it looks like things will go well. Finding a new job was hard, wasn't it?
It's not your fault, Jacob. My number one priority is to be with you. That's what makes me happy.
Thanks. I too am just glad that I'm able to spend every day with you, Emily.
Oh, it's time for me to eat lunch. See you later.
Got it. Have fun today, okay?
Okay.
Thanks for inviting me to your house, Emily. Sumi was so cute. Dogs are such treasures, aren't they?
Thanks for coming today, Kimberly. Sumi looks so happy getting to play with someone. Come and visit anytime you like.
Well, if you say so, I think I'll come visit you every week. Your cooking was so good. I'll make sure to tell everyone at work.
I wanted to thank you for helping me at work always. I'm deaf, so I can't speak very well either. We mostly communicate by text, but still, there are times when we have to speak, right? It's a real help to have you at times like that. Even today, we had to rely on our smartphones to communicate. Thanks for spending some time with me even though it had nothing to do with work.
Don't worry about it. You helped me sometime at work, right? By the way, you're so lucky to have such a handsome husband. I was even taken aback when I first saw him. He even works at a famous company, right? I couldn't ask for the two of you right in front of me, but how did you two meet?
We met through a mutual friend. I don't deserve such a kind husband, right?
Yep, you're disabled after all. He's such a kind person, right?
Oh, yeah, I guess.
Oops, sorry. I didn't mean to insult you. I just thought that someone like him could get any girl he wanted. I'm not saying that you're not fit to be his wife or anything.
It's fine. It's not like this is new to me.
Really? You're not mad? I shouldn't have called you disabled, right? Should I have said person with disability or person with special needs instead? Sorry, I really don't understand all the politically correct stuff, you know.
I really don't mind. Some places call me a person with special needs and others call me disabled, so it doesn't really matter.
Oh, I see. People like that are so strict with names, aren't they? I thought that I might have insulted you by using the wrong term, but I'm glad that it was nothing. You have one of those disability notebooks, right? I envy you.
What?
Having one is pretty convenient, right?
Well, I don't know if I could call it convenient. It's more like I have to rely on it.
You get reduced taxes for having it, right? You must save so much money. I'm healthy, so I'm afraid I won't be able to get one.
Being healthy is much better than one of these notebooks, trust me.
Well, I guess. But you don't really look disabled from the outside, Emily. You should be thankful that you're one of the luckier ones.
I've never thought about it that way.
No need to be so modest. You were probably able to get that husband of yours thanks to that notebook. Oh, it's time for me to take a bath. See you tomorrow then. Say hi to your Jacob and Sumi for me, will you? Thanks for helping me out at the gym, Jacob. It was my first time, so you were a real help.
I'm glad I was able to help. But who knew we went to the same gym? There are probably better gyms for women like you know. The place I go to is full of guys, you know.
Really? I love the atmosphere. It was so intense.
That's a good point, I guess. Even a professional boxer goes to that gym, apparently.
Really? It seems I chose a really good gym to go to then. But I still don't understand how you use all that equipment. So teach me if we meet again, will you?
Got it. But it'd be much easier if you asked the trainer to teach you, not me.
I guess that's true. But it's much easier to talk to an acquaintance. By the way, how's Emily?
Emily? The usual, I guess.
I see. You see, there's something I wanted to talk to you about work, Jacob. Don't tell Emily about this, okay? Emily's attitude at work is pretty bad recently.
What?
Oh, it's not like she's doing it on purpose, I think. But she's deaf and all, right? The other employees know this already, but she's kind of just ignores the other people at work.
Is this true? Emily is such a kind and sensitive person, you know.
I know she is. But not everyone agrees. There's some people who think she's just being cold for just ignoring them. I'm doing my best to support her, but
Thanks for that.
it's nothing. As long as Emily doesn't notice it.
But Emily should really know about what the other employees think of her.
Hold on. This is a workplace problem, so I'll try to do something about it first. If I can't take care of it, then I'll ask you to cooperate, okay?
Got it.
You shouldn't worry too much either. You can always talk to me if there's something on your mind, alright?
Yes, thanks for that. But the gesture is enough.
Come on, you're pretty busy, right? I'm not just Emily's colleague, but I'm her friend as well, alright? It's alright if you depend on me too, you know.
Got it. Well, I'm almost home, so...
Okay, see you later then, Jacob.
There's something I want to talk to you about, Kimberly. Do you have time?
What is it?
I heard from Jacob that you two have exchanged contact information, but, well, how do I put this? You and Jacob have been texting each other frequently, haven't you?
Frequently? Well, I guess, maybe. We go to the same gym, so there are lots of things I want to ask him. I've never actually worked out before, so...
That's fine, but what about you inviting Jacob to go out somewhere?
What? I can't? It's not like a date or anything. I just thought that we could go and buy some training wear together. Aren't you exaggerating a bit?
Really? I just thought that one usually doesn't invite a married man to go shopping like that, especially if you know he's my husband.
What? You're so mean. I'm doing this precisely because you're my friend. Don't you trust me?
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that I won't be able to trust you anymore if you keep texting my husband and inviting him to go shopping like that.
Huh? I'm the only one who's wrong here? What about your husband Jacob, who always replies to my texts?
I don't really want to tell you this, but Jacob says that he's having a hard time with you as well. He says that he can't just ignore you because you're my friend. He also said that he keeps saying that he won't meet if it's just the two of you, but you keep ignoring what he says.
Oh, so that's what he's telling you. But I don't think that's what he actually thinks, you know? He looks like he's having so much fun talking to me at the gym. Maybe it's because communicating with you is so difficult.
I'm pretty sure that Jacob and I understand each other much more than you and I do. Besides, I kind of feel that your attitude towards me is pretty cold recently. Not just when it's about Jacob too. You ignore me sometimes at work, don't you? Did I do something to offend you?
What? Don't just ignore people all the time as well because you can't hear. You're saying that you can't ignore me, but I can't ignore you.
But that's because I'm deaf? I don't mean to ignore you.
It's the same with me. It's not like I mean to ignore you. Anyways, I think it's a bit unfair of you to call me out on Jacob's conversations. I got your permission today, remember?
My permission?
Did you understand what I said yesterday?
Did you say something to me yesterday?
What? You didn't hear me? Sorry, I said it out loud, so you might have not heard. I said that I would be having your husband. Then you nodded, remember?
What? I thought you asked me to check the designs.
Yeah, that's what I told you. It seems like you didn't hear me, but you did nod. I'm not the one who's wrong, right?
But what happened to you, Kimberly? You were so nice at first.
What? I was making fun of you from the start, remember? But you couldn't hear any of it, which was pretty hilarious.
Really?
I heard you were finally able to find a job after being rejected by so many places for being deaf. I remember thinking to myself, oh, that's so sad. But when I found out you had a handsome husband with a high-paying job, I was pretty pissed. Here I am working my ass off while you can take it easy thanks to that disability notebook of yours. Makes no sense, right?
It's not like I wanted to be born deaf, you know?
You say that, sure, but you are glad we were, aren't you? Since at the end of the day, we were able to find a good living thanks to it. Who knows if that'll last though, right? It seems Jacob prefers a healthy woman like me over a disabled person like you know. Maybe he's telling you that he's just trying his best not to cheat on you with me. But judging by his replies, that's not what's actually on his mind.
You called yourself a useless wretch when we first met, right?
Huh? What's the matter with you suddenly?
I couldn't stand by watching anymore, so I had Emily give me her phone.
What? Is this really you, Jacob?
Yes, I'm afraid it is. You've got some nerve treating my wife like that.
What? But I only told her the truth. You'd prefer if your wife was someone who could actually hear like me, right? Not a deaf person like Emily.
You must have things completely wrong. No, I wouldn't prefer to have you as my wife over Emily. And it has nothing to do with being able to hear or not. For me, it's either Emily or nobody. And as she already told you, I was actually a bit puzzled as how to reply to you. You keep asking me the same thing over and over. At one point, I was even worried you had some sort of memory disorder. And the only thing you would talk about was how bad Emily's attitude was at work. To be honest, I didn't want to hear a word of it. But it's not like I believed anything you said, I didn't. Please don't talk to me or my wife ever again, will you? You're nothing but a nuisance, to be honest. Don't talk to Emily about anything other than work.
What? Why? You look so happy talking to me.
That's because I thought you were Emily's friend and colleague at work. I was just smiling to be polite. I was never interested in you, even for a moment.
Oh, I see. You're the type of person who can only love flawed people like her, aren't you? I've heard some people like you are like that. Oh, it's kind of sad, really.
Can you not insult us any further, please? Just hearing or seeing the things you say makes my head hurt. Oh, and I really didn't want to say this, but the only reason you came to that gym was because I was there, right? I don't know if you heard from Emily the places I usually visit or not, but you always seem to just accidentally bump into me. It was pretty creepy, to be honest. Just the other day I was headed to the cafe I always go to, but then I saw you looking through the glass trying to see if I was there, so I managed to escape.
What? Get over yourself, will you?
That's what I thought you would say, which is why I didn't say anything until now. And I'm sorry, but you're nothing compared to Emily. You have a twisted personality, enjoying hurting others, and can only act for yourself. You say that Emily's disabled, and yeah, sure, she's deaf. But you've got something wrong with you on the inside, which is, in my opinion, way more serious.
What? I'm not the one who's disabled. And here I was willing to marry you. You really are an idiot. Go ahead and live with that burden of yours your whole life.
Marry me? When did I say I was interested? If you say that Emily's a burden, then what, may I ask, are you? Garbage or something?
Why you? Do you understand how Emily's going to be treated at the workplace now that you've made me mad? I'm a full-time employee while your wife's just a part-time. You know has more authority, right?
On the occasion that the other employees happen to side with you, Emily will quit working there. There's no point working in such a rotten company. Besides, I always did tell her that she should find a job where she can work from home. You're her colleague, right? Then you must know how fast Emily is when it comes to work. Actually, go ahead. Show the company our conversations. But it's obvious, right? We've got to do something to defend ourselves when there's someone like you around. I don't want Emily to work anywhere near you, if possible as well.
Just hold on a minute. You're going to report this to the company? Aren't you kind of over-exaggerating?
What? Aren't you the one who suggested telling everyone about what happened? Didn't you say about how the others at the company would treat Emily once they found out? That was a threat, right?
No, that's not what I meant, you see. Just don't report it to the company, will you?
What? Why not? Just what exactly did you mean when you said that, then? Anyways, you stalking me and insulting my wife is enough reason. I won't forgive this. I'm even considering fining you for defamation.
No, don't. Please.
I can't decide on my own, so I'll have to talk about it with Emily first, though. I recommend going over your past actions. Oops, sorry, maybe you're too stupid to do so. Sorry for being so impolite. I'm not really good with all that politically correct stuff, you know. Don't get mad, alright? I didn't mean to insult you. Emily, you alright? What's Kimberly like?
Actually, it seems she's not here today. Yesterday must have been pretty shocking for her, huh?
What? You're the one who were insulted by her, not the other way around. What's her deal?
I guess. I was kind of shocked and mad at the same time, but I was worried that what Kimberly said about me not being liked by my colleagues was true. So I talked with my boss today and
It was a lie, right?
yeah, it seems so. My boss talks a lot with his employees, but apparently he's never heard anything about it. People were actually praising me, it seems.
That's what I expected. And did you talk to him about what happened with Kimberly?
Yep, I was a bit hesitant at first, though. But my boss seemed to notice that something was wrong and told me to tell him if something happened. So I told him about yesterday and how Kimberly was stalking you. He said he'll talk to Kimberly about it too, before he does something about it.
I see. I'm glad he listened to what you had to say.
Yep, although he didn't tell me personally that he couldn't forgive the text Kimberly sent me though. Those were pretty mean, huh?
I definitely don't want to forgive her. You're being too nice on her, Emily.
Yeah, but for some reason I can't feel completely mad towards her. I mean, it's to be expected that there are going to be some people who think of me as Kimberly does. I know, I cause you a lot of trouble because I can't hear too.
Not once did I consider being with you a burden, Emily. I can't say the same for Kimberly, on the other hand, though. What she did was just wrong. You're not the one who did the wrong thing, Emily. Don't get that mixed up.
Thanks. I just sometimes think that something like this wouldn't have happened if only I were normal. Sorry, I guess I'm in a self-deprecating mood.
So you're saying that you're not normal?
Oh, well, yeah.
You look pretty normal to me, you know. Not once did I think you were strange. Not being able to hear is just one part of your identity, I think. Like how I can hear, but I'm terrible at running, right? I always lose you in races.
I guess.
Everyone's got their strengths and weaknesses. Of course, I do understand what you want to say. You're talking about how people in general can hear, but you can't, right?
Yep.
But there's nothing you can do about it, right? It's the same with any other disability from birth or from an accident. I know it must be hard having to deal with that reality, but that's not what's important with people, right? What's important is what's on the inside. That's why I was attracted to you in the first place, Emily. I mean, you are pretty hot too, I guess.
Which one is it?
Everything, really. I love everything about you, Emily. I'm pretty sure that even if we're reborn, that I'll still manage to find you and fall in love with you. That's how much I love you.
I get it already. I'm at work, so stop making me blush.
Sorry, but it's true, you know.
Yep.
Anyways, make me curry for dinner, okay? It's my favorite.
Got it. Thanks again, Jacob. I'm so happy to be with you. Kimberly began coming to work again the day after that. It was fine until there, but apparently she thought I had told no one about the incident and started spreading rumors about me. Our boss caught her doing it and she was given a strict caution for what she did. Of course, our boss told everyone that had heard her rumors what had actually happened. But this caused everyone in the workplace to find out what Kimberly did to me, and in the end, no one would talk to her anymore. I heard this later on, but apparently she was the type to not do her work and didn't even have much trust to begin with. She couldn't put up with the new environment and quit after 1 week to return to her parents' house. I was relieved she left, but later on, it was found that there had been a robbery at the workplace. The culprit was Kimberly, of course. Apparently, she stole a bunch of laptops and hard drives before she left. The company is currently in the process of suing her for the theft. The company doesn't want to be too hard on her and is trying to settle things with her privately, but apparently, she now also hates the company, which chose me over her and is refusing payment. I heard that the police will have to get involved if she continues to refuse. Some people refuse to go down without a fight, but Kimberly just seems to keep digging holes for herself to fall into. I've been scolded unfairly for not being able to hear many times in my life, but Kimberly is by far the worst. But kind people like Jacob and my colleagues are much more common. So I'll live life from now grateful to have met such people.